So I'm currently teaching an Intro to African American Studies course as well as a special topics course on Black Lives Matter, and so the topic has come up repeatedly in both courses. Yeah, I don't know that they've publicly come out, but in terms of what Black Lives Matter stands for and what their founders have said that it stands for, a lot of what Donald Trump has said has kind of flown against the grain or gone against the grain for what they believe, yes. Just the way that he talks about, like whenever asked questions around race, he generally kind of makes those conversations singularly around the inner cities. And so just in terms of like lacking a nuanced conversation around people of color has been an issue. But then also, I believe it was this past election where he really touted Mayor Rudy Giuliani's move for stop and frisk in New York, and talked about how successful that was, as well as also the language of law and order as a kind of conservative rhetorical device that he pivots around a lot. All of those would kind of fly against what Black Lives Matter, the movement, is interested in terms of like critiquing. So I think in terms of generations, generationally, Hillary Clinton does really well, I would say, with probably blacks that are 45 or older. I remember going to the primaries here, or to the caucus, and there was a clear kind of split and division amongst who was voting for Hillary and who was voting for Bernie. And a lot of that had to do with age. And so the kind of pragmatism that she ran on in the primaries resonated really well, I think, with people that were 45 or older, especially black people who maybe had a closer understanding of Bill Clinton's presidency as well. So I think she does really well with that group. For a younger voting populace, they're still somewhat relatively disenchanted. But I think through necessity they're leaning towards Clinton and not so much towards Trump because of the ways that Trump has talked about, again, stop and frisk and a few other things that would be difficult for younger black folks. So I think that she has used a lot of the kind of cultural currency that Bill Clinton had as it relates to the black community. She goes out and has very highly visible moments of playing dominoes in Harlem or saying she has hot sauce in her bag from Beyonce's song. And so she makes those kind of very public moments, but she has also kind of backed some of that up with what I think was the way that Black Lives Matter protesters kind of forced the conversation in the Democratic primaries. And so through their relationship and proximity to Bernie Sanders' primaries, and then subsequently Hillary Clinton's primary kind of run, Black Lives Matter has been a kind of constant thing that she's been talking about in ways that wasn't present in the Republican primary.